Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are now in lesson 9, Transactions and DML, part 2. At the end of this lesson, you will describe each data manipulation language DML statement by inserting rows into a table and update rows in a table. A DML statement is executed when you add new rows to a table, modify existing rows in a table, or remove existing rows from a table. A transaction consists of a collection of DML statements that form a logical unit of work. You can add new rows to a table by using the insert statement. This is the syntax: insert into table, then we specify the columns, values, and we put under parentheses what are the values for that particular column. This statement with the values clause adds only one row at a time to a table. Before insert any data, please make sure you have known the allowed values to be inserted into the table. To check for table structure, we can use describe keyword. If we take a look based on this example, we are in departments table. If we take a look, department ID 40, what does it mean? Number 40, only 4-digit numbers with 0 decimal places is allowed. For VACHA 30, VACHA 230 means 30 characters maximum for the department name. And if you have number 62, the format is actually like this: 888.88, 6 numbers in total, but only 4 digits as 2 spaces are reserved for the decimal places. You can insert data based on all rows in the tables, sum rows in tables, insert null values, insert special values in a database, and using subquery to insert row. Let's take a look at this example. So let's try to insert new data in a department table. If you take a look, we have department ID, department name, manager ID, and location ID column. So if you take a look in the data, we have right now 27 departments. So now we want to add the next department inside our table. So what we can do is we can insert into, then what is the table name? Departments. Inside departments, what are the columns that we have? Department ID, department name, manager ID, and also location ID. Okay, so you need to remember manager ID and location ID are the foreign keys. Values, then what are the values? The first one, department ID, maybe I want to put 280. What is department name? Since department name is a character, it must be enclosed within single quotation mark. Maybe I put security departments. Okay. Then the manager maybe 101 and the location is 1700. Okay. So these two values must coming from the 101 coming from employees and 1700 coming from locations. Okay. So if we execute this one, take a look, 280 for department ID, security guard for department name, 101 for manager ID, and 1700 for location ID. So if we execute, they said that, okay, one row inserted. So if you take a look in our departments table, let's refresh. Then we have the next department, which is 280 security guard, 101, 1700. So this is the new department that has been inserted into the database. As I said, since manager ID and location ID are the foreign keys, sometimes we don't know what is the value of foreign keys, isn't it? So we can also specify null if we don't know the value that we want to be inserted for the foreign keys. For example, let's add another one, 290, and let's say we have the public management department, and we don't know the foreign key, we put as null, and we don't know also the location, we put as null. So means we can insert null values into the database. There's no problem for certain columns, but we cannot put null at department ID because department ID is primary key, but manager ID and location ID are the foreign keys, so it can be null if you don't know the value, if you don't have match value in the parent table. So if you execute, okay, one row has been inserted. So if you take a look over here, then what we can see, 290 public management null null. So means you can insert null into the database. Let's say you cannot find the data inside your database. What we can do is, you know that you have inserted 290 department ID. So what we can see is select all from departments where department ID equals to, what is the value that you have inserted just now? 290. So we can put 290. Then after we select, actually, oops, we have spelling error over there. Okay, where department ID equals to 290. So if you take a look, the data has been inserted into database. So if you want the value to be permanent, what we can do? We can commit. Just type commit, then we run. Commit complete. So means now the data is permanently stored in the database. So that's why normally what we will do for the transaction is we insert data, then we select back the data to see whether the data that we inserted is correct or not. Then if it's okay, we can commit. So now what if I want to add another one, 300. So I don't know what is the manager ID and location ID, so I remove this one. So I only specify 2 columns here, isn't it? So inside the values also, it has to be 2 columns. So what if I want to insert 400, department ID 400, management, okay, car management for example. Okay, so this is the department name. So let's insert, let's remove this one first. Okay, if we insert, so they said 1 row has been inserted. So if we want to make sure that the row has been inserted, we can select back what is the value that we select just now, 400. So we change this one, select all from departments where department ID equal to 400. So if we execute, we will get, okay, 400 car management null null. Why manager ID and location ID null? Because of we didn't specify here, means Oracle server will insert the null values implicitly for you. Okay, just now you specify the null. You explicitly specify the null values to be inserted for manager ID and location ID. But now, since we don't specify what are the columns, the Oracle server will insert the null values implicitly for you. Okay, so if you are sure, you can commit. But if you don't want the data to be inserted, then you can roll back. So let's take a look on rollback. So once we roll back complete. Now let's select back. Select all from departments where department ID equal to 400. No data is fetched, because why? We have rollback means the process or the insert process here has been discarded. Let's take a look if you want to insert special values in the database. For example, insert into employees, employee ID, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date, job ID and salary. Values 304 for employee ID, Ali for first name, Bakar for last name, Ali.Bakar for email, and this is the phone number. Take a look, hire date, we put a special value which is sys date. So it will take today's date or your system's date to be inserted into the database. Job ID, ST Clark, salary 2,500. So if we execute this one, okay, they say that 1 row inserted. Okay, 1 row inserted. So if you want to make sure that the row has been inserted, we can select all from employees where employee ID equals to, take a look, what is the employee ID that we have? 304 that we have inserted just now, 304. So if we execute here, so if you take a look, 304 Ali Bakar, Ali.Bakar, this is phone number, hire date 19 May. So this is depending on your system's date. Okay, then this is the job ID, ST Clark, salary 2,500. Since we don't specify the commission, manager and department, it will be null over here. Okay, so if you think that the changes is correct, we can commit to make sure that the value will be permanent in the database. Commit complete. Just now we insert the sysdate as the special value, but what if we want to insert specific date? For example here, we want to insert into employees, employee ID, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date, job ID and salary. Values 305, Abu Bakar for last name, Abu.Bakar for email, this is the phone number, and this is the hire date, June 20, 2017. Job ID, ST Clark, the salary, let's say we change the bit, 2,800. Okay, so if we execute this query, it will give you an error. a non-numeric character was found where a numeric was expected. Okay, this is for the higher date. Okay, this one is for the higher date. So this is a character because normally something that we include inside the single quotation mark is a character. So maybe we can change this one into to date of this value. Okay, so let's try to insert this one. We change this value June 20, 2017 into a sys date. Okay, so however it will be an error. Also, a non-numeric character was found where a numeric was expected, because we know that the default date format for our date will be DD, MON, YY, YY, but we put here the MONTH, DD, YYYY. So we want a specific character, isn't it? Of specific format over there. So what we can do is to date, and what is the format of this one? You put FX, MONTH for month, DD, and YY, YY. Okay, we follow exactly what we want to insert. This is month, this is DD 20 and 2017 for YY, YY. So let's try to insert this value. If we insert, they say that one row has been inserted. So now what is the value? 305. So let's select back to see whether data has been inserted or not, correctly or not. Select all from employees where employee ID equal to 305. Supposedly we will get the answer. Okay, take a look. However, the date has been changed to the default date format inside our database, DD, MON, YY, YY. So this is the way we want to insert the specific date. Please specify what is the format that you want to be inserted according to your characters over here. However, the default date format will be displayed as the high date will be DD, MON, YY, YY. Now let's take a look on how to insert row by using subquery. Consider you have this new table, the new table named sales reps. Okay, sales reps. Inside this sales representative table, we have employee ID, last name, salary, and commission percentage. So let's say we only have these 4 columns inside sales rep. So what I can do is, maybe I want to select, okay, so what is inside here? Employee ID, last name. Okay, select employee ID, last name, salary, and commission percentage. You know that this data coming from which table? Employees, where job ID like REP, for example. Okay, so let's say we have this query. Select employee ID, last name, salary, commission percentage from employees where job ID like REP. So if I execute this one, I will get this result. So I have 33 rows of result. Okay, means there are 33 sales representative inside this company. Okay, so what if I want to insert all of these data, 33 sales rep, into a sales rep table? So what can I do is, before the select here, I add another clause, insert into sales reps. Okay, insert into sales rep all of this value. Okay, insert into sales rep table. Right now our sales rep table are empty. Okay, insert into sales rep all of this SQL. So this SQL will give you 33 rows of results. So if you insert all of this into sales rep table, it would be, okay, so let's run this one all together. Insert into sales rep, select employee ID, last name, salary, commission percentage from employees where job ID like REP. Follow the order employee ID, because this one it started with employee ID, last name, salary, commission percentage. So we have only 4 columns. Please follow the order what you have inside sales rep. So if I execute, they will say that 33 rows inserted. So go back to your sales rep table, take a look on the data, refresh. All of the sales rep data inside employees table is being inserted into sales rep table. So this is what we call as insert data by using this subquery. Okay, so right now all of the sales rep data has been inside the sales rep tables. Okay, so means we don't need to change anything inside employees table. Let it be. Okay, then we can use the sales rep table to test with our SQL. So if you think that the changes is correct, data 3 has been inserted. So what can we do? We can commit all. But before we commit, maybe we want to check. Select all from sales reps. So if you execute this one, we'll get all data inside sales rep table. So if you think that everything is correct, what we can do, we need to commit. Okay, so if you commit, then the changes are now permanent in the database. Let's continue with update statement. The update statement is used to modify existing rows in a table. Update requires 4 values: the name of the table, the name of the columns whose values will be modified, a new value for each of the columns being modified, a condition that identifies which row in the table will be modified, and the new value for a column can be the result of a single row sub query. So this is the syntax of update statement. Update table name, set column equals to value, where we have a condition. For update, you can update the column in a table, update multiple columns, and update table with subquery. Let's take a look on the example. From sales reps table, update Tucker salary to become 11,000. Okay, so now if you take a look, Tucker salary, Tucker is a last name. Okay, Tucker is a last name. So what we can do before we update is we log the data. For example, select all from sales reps, where last name equals to Tucker. Okay, so last name equals to Tucker. So if we execute this one, okay, so we will have Tucker salary is now 10,000. Okay, so to log the row, we need to add for update. Okay, so if we execute this one, then we will know that Tucker row has been logged by you as the user. Okay, so what we need to update, what is the table name, update sales reps, set salary equals to 11,000, where what is the condition, last name equals to Tucker. Okay, so if you do this one, what do you want to update? We want to update table sales rep. We want to set salary equals to 11,000 for employee's name or sales rep name Tucker. So if you execute this one, you say that one row updated. Okay, so now please select back the data to see the changes that we have made. Okay, to see the changes that we have made, select all from sales reps where last name equals to Tucker. So now Tucker salary has become 11,000. So it is correct from based on the question that we have. So since it is correct, what we can do, we can commit. Okay, so if you are commit, then the changes is now permanent. So if you refresh back the data, if you see that Tucker salary now, okay, the Tucker salary okay, the Tucker salary has become 11,000. Let's take a look at this question. Update the salary to be increased by 10% and commission to be 0.11 for sales reps with salary more than 10,000. So now we need to update two different columns, salary and commission. For sales reps with salary more than 10,000. As I said before, we update, we need to log the row. Okay, select all from sales reps. So sales rep where salary greater than 10,000 for update. Okay, so this is how we log the row. Okay, so if you take a look here, these are the employees that has salary greater than 10,000. So we need to update these 4 rows now. Okay, what we want to update, salary to be increased by 10% and the commission to be 0.11. So what we need to do is update sales reps. The table name is sales reps. Set, the first one, we want to set salary equals to salary times 1.1 because we want the salary to be increased by 10%. Then we have another column, isn't it? Comma, commission. Okay, commission percentage to be equals to 0.11. So what is our condition where salary greater than 10,000. So now for employees who have salary greater than 10,000, the salary will be updated, will be increased by 10%, and the commission will be equals to 0.11. So if we execute this one, you see that 4 rows updated, because just now when we log data we have 4 rows, isn't it? So if you want to see back the changes that we have made, okay, then we select back, say greater than 10,000. We still have 4 employees, but now the salary has changed and the commission has become 0.11. So now the data is correct. So what we can do, we can commit. Okay, so now the changes is now permanent in the database. Let's take a look on how to update data by using subquery. Update Tucker from sales reps table, so that the salary will be the same as Sally from sales rep table, and the commission will be the same as Hall from employees table. So now we want to update 2 different columns here for Tucker. The first one is salary must be equal to Sally, and the commission must be equal to Hall from employees table. Okay, so what we can do is, as I said, since we have to update Tucker, we need to log Tucker. Okay, where last name equals to Tucker. Okay, for update. Okay, so if you take a look here, we log Tucker data. Then what do we need to update? We update sales reps. Okay, we update sales reps. We set salary equals to, now we want to get salary for Sally. So select salary from sales rep, because the Sally is coming from sales rep table, where last name equals to Sally. Okay, so this is for our salary. The salary must be equals to Sally's salary. Then comma, what is another one that we want to add? We want to update commission percentage equals to, the commission percentage must be equals to commission for Hall from employees table. Okay, so what we can do is select commission percentage from employees, where last name equals to Hall. Okay, so now we want to set the salary equals to Sally's salary from sales rep, and commission equals to Hall's commission from employees table. Okay, then what is our condition? The condition is where last name equals to Tucker, because now we want to update, update Tucker's salary and commission. So if we execute this one, okay, remember the salary for Tucker now 12,100, 0.11. So now after we execute the update statement here, then let's select all back. Okay, let's preview. This is what we call as we preview the data changes that we have made. Select all from sales reps, where last name equals to Tucker. Okay, so this is how we preview back the data changes that we have made, okay, before we make it permanent. So now Tucker's salary has been updated, the commission also has been updated. Okay, so what we can do now, after if it's correct, then we can commit. So when you commit, the changes is now permanent. Let's take a look. What if we want to update Tucker? So we log Tucker, but we forget to put the where condition inside our update statement. Take a look. Update sales rep, set salary equals to Sally's salary, commission equals to Hall's commission from employees. Okay, but we forget to put the condition. Okay, if you update without the condition, all of the rows inside the table will be updated. Take a look, 33 rows has been updated. So if you refresh here, now they have the same salary, the same commission. Why? Because we didn't put the condition. If you don't put the condition, then it will update the whole table. Okay, since this one is wrong, then what we can do, we can roll back. Okay, we can roll back. So if we issue the rollback complete, refresh by our table, it will go to the previous data that we have in our database. So that's all for update. So I guess that's all for now. See you again in the next part. Thank you.